type converting degrees to radians and radians to degree, problem type 2. So we are given two conversions to do. One is giving us in radians, we're going to degree, and the other, we also have radians going to degree. So they're actually both the same way. What we're going to see is to do a conversion, we just need a place where the two are equal. And the standard one to use is 180 degrees and pi. So we use this conversion factor when we want to go from radians to degrees. What this ends up doing is dividing out the radians. This is pi radians over 180 degrees. We could have chosen to use 360 degrees over 2 pi, but that reduces, and so this is an easier way to go about it. So we take the angle we're given, and again, we're not trying to find a positive angle or anything. We're trying to find this angle, this negative angle, in degrees. So now let's go here. Negative 16 pi over 17. And the other thing we see is we're going to round to the nearest hundredth, so we're going to be using decimals in the end. We're going to multiply by this conversion factor. And now remember, 180 degrees and pi are the same angle. And so when you take something divided by itself, you always get 1. So what we're really doing here is we're multiplying by a factor of 1. When you multiply by 1, it doesn't change the value. It may change how it looks, as we're going to see in this case. So multiply the top and the bottom, but if there's common factors, we can divide out. So we can divide out the pi. Pi divided by pi is going to be 1. And so what we have is negative 16 times 180 degrees, that's carrying that units with it, divided by 17. So we will plug the numbers into a calculator, and that will give us the number of degrees. And we can do that with decimals. Negative 16 here times 180. We drop the degrees on that, and then we're going to divide that by 17. So it's negative 169.41. Nearest hundredth is the 1. Next to the 1 is another 1, so it rounds down 169.41. And that one's done. The next one, we're converting negative 1.29 radians with red for the B part. I'm going to use and since there's no degree marker here, it is in radians, even though there's no pi here. That's fine. We're going to multiply this by 180 degrees over pi. And nothing to cancel or go out, so we still have the negative 1.29 times 180 degrees divided by pi. So we put this into the calculator, and our units are going to be in degrees. And again, they've already got the degree marker here in the answers, so we don't have to add that. And I'll just do a new one. Negative 1.29 times 180 divided by pi. And pi is right here. That gives you all the decimal places you need. So it's negative 73.91 degrees. Next to the 1 is a 1, so it rounds down, negative 73.91. Up a little bit, and that's pretty much it, converting from radians to degrees. Now, if this question comes up with a different version where you have to go from degrees to radians, what you do is you take that same conversion factor, but since you're getting rid of the degrees, what you do is you do pi over 180 degrees. This will divide out the degrees, leaving the radian measure. So this one is for going from degrees to radians. This one is going from radians to degrees. What you have to remember is that's the place where the degrees and radians are pi. Again, you could use any place where they were equal, but this is your standard one because it's the easiest one to work with.